Welcome back to the Grand Hotel here, Mackinac Island. I'm geeked to talk about this next subject. I really am. Something that is going to be on your ballot this coming November. Aside from candidates running for U.S. Senate and governor, you will get to decide whether you want to call the state to have a constitutional convention. The question is automatically put on the ballot. It's like cicadas. They just come up every 16 years. Oakland University's David Dulio is here to fill us in. Hello.
Hello, Zoe. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Okay. Give us quickly the primer. Constitutional Convention, also known as a CON-CON. What would it do?
It would open up Michigan state constitution for any and all revisions. We could start from scratch. We could make some tweaks, but it would, rather than with constitutional amendments that we see frequently in Michigan, we would have a blank slate almost and could start over if the delegates who would be chosen in this process, if that's what they chose to do. So it opens up the entire document for changes and revisions all at one time.
So we're talking about the legalization of marijuana.
Everything's
we're talking
on the
about reproductive freedom and sort of a meta factor. We're talking about whether or not every 16 years a constitutional convention would be put on the ballot.
Yes, in fact, that in 1963, the last time we had one of these, that provision was put in, and every 16 years since, it's been, I believe, 4 times, and they've never come close to passing. I mean, been defeated by 2-to-1 margins, 3-to-1 margins.
Yeah, this 4th time will be interesting to watch. When we talk about rewriting it, we're saying they would rewrite it. Who is the they?
So this vote that's going to happen in November is just the first phase of what could be a very long process. So if the idea, the concept of a constitutional convention is adopted or passes in November, then we would move to the next stage, which would be selecting delegates to go to this constitutional convention and actually do the work of the convention. One representative from each state house and state senate district across the state, and they would then get to work. They would potentially, but no guarantee, produce a document that would be a draft of the state's next constitution. And once done, and there's no time limit on it, right? It could last 2 years, 4 years, however long.
Till the next CON-CON.
Could be, right? And then that draft, that proposal would go before the voters. So we could go through all of this and get to the end of the process, and the voters of Michigan could go, no thanks.
It's really important to note that this vote is to rewrite the Constitution, not then put it into effect. There would still be another vote for voters to decide after they saw what the document looked like. Yeah. What do you think? Is it a good idea?
I'm conflicted. I think, we think about how many times we have amended the Constitution between that 1963 version and today. 39 times we've amended. Maybe not, doesn't seem like a lot, but think about the U.S. Constitution, right? In 239 years, only 17 amendments, because the first 10 were done right away, right? So all that time, only 17 amendments. A little bit of time here, 39 amendments. So we've dabbled and nibbled around the edges on this a lot. So I think there's a case to be made that go in and clean it up, get it all on in a not marked up version of the Constitution. But it would be you think about doing it at this moment in time, incredibly polarized, right? Incredibly base-driven politics by Republicans and Democrats. You think about who those delegates could be that would go and be part of this process. Of course, that's where the devil's in the details, right? And could they even arrive at language that they could agree on, right? I mean, I think it sounds good, but it would likely be very, very messy.
Yeah, that is David Dulio of Oakland University. Thanks so much for running through this. And we go to the theater now for a keynote address by Detroit Mayor Mary Sheffield.